When you think of the St. Edward's crown, what comes to mind? Power, tradition, history, right? Well, what if I told you this iconic piece, used in coronations for centuries, holds a surprising secret, one that's been hiding in plain sight this whole time?
So what is this secret? What personal story is locked away inside the very metal and stones that symbolize the power of an entire nation? Well, let's dive in and find out.
Okay, here it is. The secret is the gemstones themselves. A whopping 77% of the stones in the St. Edward's crown are aquamarines. Now, that is a shocking proportion for a gem that you don't typically associate with the primary symbols of royalty.
To really get why this is so unusual, you gotta understand what aquamarine even is. It's this beautiful light blue gem, and its name literally means water from the sea. For centuries, it was a favorite of sailors, who believed it could keep the waves calm and protect them on their voyages.
Now, to solve this mystery, we have to rewind a little bit. You see, the crown we see today isn't some ancient relic that's been untouched for 1,000 years. Oh no. It has a long, fascinating history of being taken apart, changed, and completely reinvented. I mean, this crown has had quite a life. The original, way back in 1042, was pretty simple. The one we recognize today was made for Charles II in 1661. But the key moment, the one that really matters for our story, is 1911. That's when the gems were set permanently for the very first time.
And get this, for hundreds of years, the gems in the coronation crown weren't even owned by the monarch. King Charles II actually thought buying them outright was, well, a complete waste of money.
Yep, you heard that right. For his coronation, Charles II just rented the jewels for £500 from the royal jeweler. After the ceremony, they were all popped right out and returned. The crown itself was just an empty golden frame. Pretty wild, huh? But then, in the early 20th century, everything changed. And this is where our aquamarine mystery really kicks into high gear. All thanks to one man, King George V. In 1911, for his coronation, King George V just decided to break with centuries of tradition. He paid for the gemstones himself and had all 444 of them permanently fixed into the crown for good. And that single decision brings us right back to our central question. Since George V was the one making the permanent choice, the one locking in the design forever, why on earth did he pick a design so dominated by aquamarine? To solve this case, we have to play detective. We need to follow 3 key clues that connect King George V's personal life directly to this very specific water from the sea gemstone. So, our investigation is going to follow 3 trails: the king's own past, his connection to a legendary jeweler, and a very special piece of family jewelry that he himself commissioned. Our first clue is a personal one. You see, long before he was ever king, George V served in the Royal Navy. And aquamarine, with its deep connection to the sea, was a really popular and symbolic stone for sailors, for men just like him. Next up, we've got the influence of fashion and art. The world-famous Russian jeweler Fabergé opened up a shop in London in 1903. The future King George V was a huge fan, reportedly buying over 40 pieces. And what was Fabergé known for? You guessed it, his absolutely masterful use of aquamarines. And our final clue, this one really seals the deal. It shows the king had direct experience with this gem. In 1904, he had Fabergé create this magnificent tiara for his granddaughter, and it featured 7 huge, beautiful aquamarines. So by 1911, he was clearly very familiar with the stone's beauty. So there you have it. The king's naval past and his taste for Fabergé jewelry, it all explains his choice. But what's so fascinating is that this personal preference didn't just end with him. It actually sparked a royal trend that is still going strong today. This legacy has been passed down through generations. Queen Elizabeth II had a famous aquamarine tiara. Princess Diana had that iconic aquamarine ring, which was later worn by Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, on her own wedding day. As gem expert Kim Ricks points out, this once unusual choice has now become a royal staple. King George V's personal taste set a precedent that has made aquamarine a beloved part of royal collections all around the world. When you boil it all down, the aquamarines in the St. Edward's crown tell a deeply personal story. This ultimate symbol of the state isn't just some abstract object of power. It's a reflection of one man's history, his passions, and his life.
permanently set in stone for all time.
And it really leaves you with a final thought, doesn't it? If a king's naval career is etched right into the crown itself, what other personal stories are hidden right there in plain sight, inside our most revered national symbol?